was a safe spirit, like, oh, this is my guardian. She's here to protect us. But then my mom started to experience things attacking her. She had something rub her arm in the middle of the night saying her name, and their voice got deeper and deeper and deeper. It deceived me to the point of falling away from God completely. And then as I was being baptized, when I was coming up in the water, I saw a light and I felt God's hand on me. And that's when I started speaking in tongues, and everything that was in me left.
Welcome to God's Voice Daily. I'm your host, Vladimir Proknevsky, and this is the channel where I share daily phone calls with people from around the world who've had real supernatural encounters with Jesus, angels, demons, and everything in between. Some of these calls go on to become full episodes on our main show called God's Voice Today, but here you will hear them raw and unfiltered, just the way they happened. So without any further ado, let's dive into today's featured call. Enjoy. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for scheduling the phone call with me. I appreciate it. Sounds like you have a powerful testimony. I was just reading earlier. You had an encounter with Jesus as a child. Tell me more.
Yeah, it was super, super cool. And funny because of the fact that pretty much Satan tried to attack me from the moment that I was born by just kind of creating an extremely complicated birth for my mother. So she ended up having a C-section, and the cord was wrapped around my neck. I was fine one moment, but then as soon as she started to push, I wrapped the cord, or they said that I wrapped the cord around my neck, and I almost died as a baby. But luckily, God was watching out for me and my mom, and I was saved. And I would just remember being a little, probably like around 7 or maybe even 8 years old, and having dreams as a child of just falling asleep one second and waking up in this place that was very extremely peaceful. And there were other kids there too. And when I woke up in this place, like I look over to my right side, and there's Jesus just sitting there, standing there, sitting there. He gets up and just kind of walks with us. As children, we walk over to another location. He's just reading to us.
What was he reading?
Almost like he's like a storybook, honestly, like a children's book to us.
Best babysitter,
it was
right?
Like he was exactly. It was almost like he was trying to comfort us and just let us know that everything is okay. During that time, I was also experiencing a lot of trauma from bullying, like extreme harsh bullying, to the point of just making me feel like I am not worth being on this earth. And it also led to me being sexually, I don't even know really what to call it, but sexually touched by another little girl who was a friend of mine. And this took place at school. That happened probably I was in the 3rd grade, and then it just kept happening after that for the next couple of years. I would say 2-3 years while I was at the same school. During that time, I'm like, Satan's stupid. He's smart because his tactics work a lot of the time. But it's like the fact that he attacks children, and he will strike them and make them feel like they're not worthy, they're not loved, love is not possible for them. It sticks with us, and then it lasts until adulthood. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not going over 15 minutes. There's so much.
No,
to
you're
the
good. You're
story.
good. But it is interesting how, yeah, Satan is after the vulnerable, right? It's the children,
Yeah,
the weak. He's always after those for sure. But so you had this.
especially if you grew up in the church.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting that he tried to attack you even at your birth. That means there's a huge calling over your life. Um, it seems
Hmm.
like everybody I talked to that was attacked at birth goes on to do something amazing, something big. So, hey, there's something amazing brewing if you're not already doing something amazing. This testimony will be a
Exactly.
blessing to a lot of people. So, if you're not already doing something amazing, this is your start. But Michelle, I'm curious. So, you have that trajectory. You start young. You experience Jesus. You were bullied. What was your path like going forward? Did you stray away from the faith? Did you have your come to Jesus
I
moment
did.
later?
I did. It's funny because he's so beautiful. He is truly just, he loves us so much that he will keep trying. God keeps trying to reach us no matter what. And as I was a little kid going through middle school, that movie, The Craft, came out here. There's this movie called The Craft where there's these teen witches who do like spells and things like that. It starts off innocent, but then it turns out to be extremely harmful. Usually, a lot of the teens that saw that around my age in the 90s, we all were ignoring the ending of the movie and seeing the beginning. There were these teens that were, I guess, considered to be like the witches, these little tweens. And I saw them and I looked up to them so much that I wanted to start learning more and more. So I would go to the library and start to learn little things and try to practice myself. As soon as I started noticing a shadow of a lady on our door in my sister and I's room because we shared rooms. As soon as I started to notice a shadow of a lady on our door, I thought that she was a safe spirit, like, oh, this is my guardian. She's here to protect us.
Oh boy.
Um, but then my mom started to experience things attacking her. So she had something rub her arm in the middle of the night, saying her name. And as I was saying her name, it said it deeper. Their voice got deeper and deeper and deeper. And then we lived in California at that time, and I just remember not seeing it. So it deceived me to the point of where I thought it was protecting me, and when it wasn't there, oh, something bad was going to happen. Like we had a robbery when it wasn't present. We had an earthquake that would take place. And I thought, okay, when it's not there, there's something that's going to happen. But little did I know that was actually deceiving me to the point of like going deeper and deeper, to the point of just falling away from God completely. Like I fell away, and that I was in that for probably about like 6 years until I was like, or not even 6 years. I think it was probably like 4 years, because I think when I was in high school, when I was 16 or 17, I started hanging out with new people because I actually just moved schools. My mom moved around a lot, and we ended up going to another part of town. And my friend that I met there, she is still my friend. I would say, is like a super Jesus person. And she was a very super genius teen. So she would be like, yes, God's awesome. Yes, God rocks. And like always stopping to pray. She has never stopped that habit, which is beautiful to see it happen in a moment. She'll be on a phone call with you and just be like, hold on, I got to thank God for something. And it's beautiful. And she took me to church. I started going more and more, and then we ended up disconnecting because my mom moved us to another state. And when we moved to another state, I disconnected from church again. And then I stopped going because I didn't feel like I had a purpose or reason to go. Then finally, I ended up going to a new school, met people that I'd never met before. It's funny because I grew up in California. So, of course, you're going to meet people who are in the LGBTQ community, but I didn't. I never met anybody until I moved to Washington, or until I was living in Washington. And these were teens that were sharing with me like how sad they were because of depression, and also like they experienced molestation themselves when they were kids. And we bonded on that because of the fact that we both had shared experiences with these things. So they introduced me into their communities, and like started showing me just their lifestyle and how to live that lifestyle and to be a part of their community. So I started to like hang out with one girl who just was really just more of like a mentor in the lifestyle, like in that practice to be gay and to be a lesbian. And I never felt a true connection to it, because I was just like, there was always something where I was just like, no, I like boys, so I'm pretty straight. But I just felt like, oh, because of the fact that they're showing me love, I just like those girls who did when, like with the witches, like this is where I'm supposed to be. This is my community. I'm seeing love. Like I'm getting that and I feel it. It's just great. But then she actually introduced me to her friend, who was another person who was just like my friend in California, who was super Christian. And she was trying to pray with the girl that I met, to try to get her to come and just hang out and just have fun with them, with her church group. She's like, just come. It's fun. You get free food, like candy, pizza, like just come. It's going to be cool. It's like a party. I ended up actually going with her to her youth group. And then the beautiful thing about that is she connected me to the right minister who literally helped me get saved, but then also get baptized in the Holy Spirit and experiencing speaking in tongues for the first time.
Wow. Oh, did you have like a deliverance as well? Were you delivered from, I'm not sure, I'm assuming you probably experienced some demonic oppression, possession.
I definitely did, because God literally, as I was being baptized, when I was coming up in the water, I saw light and I felt God's hand on me. And that's when I started speaking in tongues, and everything that was in me left. Every single thing.
Wow. You know, it's interesting you say that. It's because I remember watching Torben, the Last Reformation guy on YouTube, and a lot of demons are casted out during the baptism. Like the baptism is the one that kind of ends it all for them. So there's a lot of deliverance that comes. So for everybody watching, if you haven't been baptized, man, you should definitely do that.
Be baptized
as quickly as possible.
Ooh, and
praying in tongues too.
That we gotta take.
Yeah, and praying in tongues too. Like a lot of times, I've seen all these videos where people they're being baptized, they go under, they come back up, delivered, set free, and then all of a sudden the speaking of the gift of speaking in tongues comes through right after baptism. So powerful,
it really
beautiful moment.
does. And I didn't think that I could, because I remember hearing my mother do it, because my mom prays in tongues. She keeps her like prayer course very like just intimate. But she does. And I remember seeing my mom do it when I was a kid. And then to actually be able to experience it and feel that, I was just filled with just so much joy and happiness. Um, as it comes to it, I kept going to church all the way up until I think I was like around 21. And then what do they tell you? If you're in the practice of church, if you're truly sticking to it and you need to read your Bible, reading the Bible has been a game changer. But I was not doing that. I was not fully understanding. And unfortunately, I was not being mentored a lot. So when you leave and start to dabble in things again, demons come back tenfold. And I started experiencing things more strongly, to the point of like seeing stuff. Like, oh, I see a dead person over there. That's interesting. Like as a like apparition, or what would be called, I guess, an apparition, even though it wasn't an apparition. It was like, to me, I feel that there's no ghosts. I feel that there's only demons pretending to be ghosts, like familiar spirits, you know, and being able to see those familiar spirits, but not realize that that's what it is. Like, that's not my grandma. That's a familiar spirit trying to pretend.
So is it because you open doors when you start dabbling all these different things?
I started opening those doors back again. Like I dabbled deep, and then I started, like, I ended up like actually having these thoughts of like, oh, you don't need to be like a virgin anymore. Like you should do, because after I was defiled as a child, like I abstained from anything where a person, like from any interpersonal type of sexual activities at all, because I was just turned away from it, period. So I held that to myself, and I thought that was so beautiful that I had not done anything with anybody. And at that point, I was just like, I don't need to stay this way. I can go ahead and just start being sexual with people. And I did. And I started just not caring anymore. Like my heart just did not care. And I just started feeling worse about myself. More and more, I started feeling like I was not worthy, that I shouldn't be here. Like that was always a mindset that I kept as I was allowing people to take my body, just use me. And on top of that, doing witchcraft here and there, you know, wow. Like little spells, little things.
Well, it's interesting, Michelle, how it's a gradual thing, right? You take a little compromise here, a little compromise there before you know it. It's never like if you knew like instantly, if you were, for example, like the boiling lobster effect, when you throw a lobster in a boiling water, it instantly wants to jump out, right? But you can put a lobster in water and then slowly increase the temperature. Before you know it, the lobster is boiled, right? And that's kind of like the shift that happens. A lot of people, just small little compromise here, a little white lie here. That's why all of that matters, right? You guard your heart.
And how
important it is not to step away from the Word of God. That's why I'm starting a challenge pretty soon, probably next month, 30-day challenge where in a month you read the whole New Testament. It's one of those things, just jump right in and stay in the Word, just to kickstart people into the reading of the Word. So you go through all that. You went through your deliverance. You had the baptism. You had everything. You were set free, but then you slowly compromised a little bit, right? And the demons returned 7 times happier, which is not a good thing.
They did, definitely.
So for the sake of time, Michelle, how does it all end?
I actually ended up meeting, so I got married like around 27, decided, hey, let's have a baby together. And We decided to have a baby, then got married. And that relationship was very emotionally abusive. There was adultery committed by him, and then I committed adultery with my eyes by watching porn, you know? So like he was doing it, I was doing it. We both just ended our marriage. He remarried the most beautiful, sweet, amazing, godly woman. And she met me, hugged me right away the second that she met me. We have been friends, like best friends, like since. And she started to pray for me. It's funny, after I got saved, she started to pray for me when she met me, because she felt that there was something that I was holding that I needed to release. But she didn't tell me. But she did send me videos of pastors. Actually, it was like a Transformation Church that she was sending me videos of, and I was just like, okay. I didn't watch them up until about a year ago. I started watching, and then I was just like, what is this about? Okay, let me actually take a time out and dive deep into this. And I'm being called to look at this. So I started watching, and then in January, actually, of this year, I was in my kitchen looking at a live service, and I started crying, and I raised my hands to God, and I told him, thank you for just sticking with me and not giving up on me. I'm sorry. I said, thank you for sticking with me and not giving up on me. And then God showed me his love that's been there. But my heart was so hard that I didn't feel it. And finally, he helped me remove that. And he showed me that. And he helped me in that moment. And I was reminded, it's funny because I forgot about the dreams that I used to have as a child. I forgot about those. He showed me that. He showed me all the times that he was there during the times that I was hurting the most. He showed me all of that, and I gave my life back to him. I said, God, please help me. I don't know what to do. I feel lost. He took me and he showed me what I needed to do. He laid out my plan. And since then, I've just been thanking God every day. I got baptized, I think it was 3 weeks ago now. I got baptized, and just like the first time when I felt that hand reach in and saw that light, the same thing happened. And I just thank God afterwards, and I've been being mentored. I actually realized that my greater purpose is to actually be able to work towards expelling demons from people, because that is something that I've always been able to recognize it, see it when it happens. And then now I know what to do to remove them from people so people aren't dealing with that. Wow. God is powerful. He has helped me not be afraid of that. Not be afraid to work, to have him work through me to be able to save his people. I've been doing it, and it's beautiful.
Michelle,
I was just talking earlier to someone about how, this is what I'm seeing. This is what's happening. In the Bible, I always get scriptures. That's how God talks to me. He talks to me through scriptures, and I read them. And he gave me scriptures, and he'll tell me who they go to. And it's beautiful. I I only watch testimonials, and also I only listen to praise and worship music because I hear the secular music and I feel the pain and the hurt, and you hear the satan, like the demonic messages that are in that music, and they're in the TV shows, and like you see it.
And it slowly gets you away from the path, right? Kind of like the first time around, you slowly start compromising. It's the little, I always say that when you go out in the world, you go to the gym, you go to the grocery store, you go to airport, restaurants, there's everything around you is trying to get you to step away from the Lord. The music you hear, the TV, the commercials that pop up, everything. And that's why I think it's super important to stay in the Word of God. It's super important not to forsake the gathering. To the Bible. Yeah, and then the gathering of other believers. That's why I created the platform.
I found the best church.
Yeah, and for those that are watching, if you don't have the best church, I highly recommend people getting connected, plugged in physically in their local community. But if you don't currently have one, join us for free at family.godsvoiceday.com. We have daily prayer calls. We have Bible studies, all kinds of men's groups, women's groups. We have it all for free. I cover the cost just so you can be there, mentored by other people. Because Michelle, you mentioned how important it was for you to be mentored by people. We have people in that community that can mentor you. Well, Michelle, I better go jump on other calls. I'm running a little behind today, but I just want to say,
sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you so much for sharing your testimony, for being so vulnerable. I know it's not easy, but your testimony can be a blessing, will be a blessing to so many people. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you. God bless you. We'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, if this story moved you, there is definitely more. Every day, someone new shares their supernatural encounter with Jesus. So hit subscribe right now and don't miss what's coming up next. And if you're ready for another powerful supernatural testimony, tap the next video on your screen right now, and I'll see you there.